Hi there, everyone. Being as we're all cooped up, I thought I would read a story. A story seems to calm people, relax, make you feel a little better. My kids always loved it when I read them a story. So I'm going to read you a story, and I'm going to read one of their favorite stories. So get yourself comfortable. Hold on, just let me get the story. Are you comfortable? I got my frumpy sweater on for reading. I'm going to need my glasses. And I got a nice cup of coffee. Hang on. Okay, I'm ready. You ready? Sit back, relax. Let's go. The One Stone Castle by P. Kevin Remington. If you travel down this road, down past the fork in the road and over the hill, you will come to a small kingdom. The people of this small kingdom are a happy people. They all have enough to eat. They all have homes with beds. The children are happy and play in the streets. The streets are safe. If you were to ask any of the people of this kingdom why they are so safe and happy, they would all say, "It's because of our good king." If you follow the road through the village and up the hill, you will find at the end of the road a man sitting on a great stone. This man is the king. The king sits on a large stone that was cut from the Sunshine Mountains on the far edge of the kingdom. He is a great man with a kingdom and people who love him. He is like every other king. He collects taxes, he takes care of the roads and byways to keep them safe. He ensures that each of his subjects has enough to eat. The only difference of this king from other kings is that he has no castle. If you were to ask this king why he has no castle, he would reply, "I have a magnificent castle. Do you see this great stone that I sit on? It is just a start." Then the king would give you a tour of his magnificent castle. "Over here is my entrance, if I had one. Over here is my throne room, where I hold audiences, if I had one. Over here is my great kitchen, where wonderful feasts are prepared, if I had one. Over here is my bedroom, where the king sleeps, if I had one." The king was very proud of telling others about his magnificent castle. Over the years, other kings would hear about this wonderful kingdom. They would hear how the streets are safe. They would hear about the happy people. And they would hear about how much the people loved the king. All these other kings would hear and be jealous. The people in the kingdom of these other kings did not understand. In their kingdom, the kings lived in huge, glorious castles made of stone and glass. Each castle was the envy of other kingdoms. But even with such wonderful castles, their people did not love their kings. Their children did not play happily in the streets. Their streets were not safe. The other kingdoms were very jealous of the happy kingdom. One day, all the other kingdoms got together and decided to send a delegation to the happy kingdom to see why they were so happy. The delegation was made of kings and princes and lords and ladies from all the other kingdoms. When the delegation got to the happy kingdom, they first stopped and talked to the children, who happily invited the delegation to play hopscotch with them. The delegation said, "No, lords and ladies and kings and princes never play hopscotch." Next, the delegation talked with the village mayor, who happily invited the delegation to a lunch of soup and cheese and peanut butter sandwiches. The delegation said, "No, lords and ladies and kings and princes never eat such common food." The delegation then asked how to find the king of this happy kingdom. They were told to go down the road and up the hill, and there they would find the king. When the delegation went down the road and up the hill, they did not find the king, but just a man, with an easy smile sitting on a great stone. When they asked to see the king, he told them that he was the king. The delegation did not believe he was the king, for they could not see the king's castle. The king said, "Over here is my entrance, if I had one. Over here is my throne room, where I hold audiences, if I had one. Over here's my great kitchen, where wonderful feasts are prepared, if I had one. And over here's my bedroom, where the king sleeps, if I had one." The king was very proud of telling the delegation about his magnificent castle. The other kings and princes and lords and ladies were shocked. They were appalled and disgusted, because they all had great castles made of stone and glass. When the king suggested that they might like to play hopscotch with the children, or enjoy peanut butter sandwiches with the mayor, the delegation were completely flabbergasted. With that, the king went off to play with the children and eat lunch with the mayor, and the delegation left the kingdom never to return. The next year, when the king had his birthday, all the people planned a special surprise for him. The mayor invited the king to tour the village with him. All day they looked at trees and had a lovely time. They watched the children play and had a lovely time. They looked over the farms and fields of grain and had just a lovely time. While the king was away, the people built a magnificent castle of stone and glass. When the king returned to sit on his great stone, he found, where his great stone sat, a magnificent castle. And when the king looked closer, he found that right there, beside the drawbridge, was the great stone. There was the start of the king's castle. The people then gave the king a tour of his magnificent castle. Over here is your entrance. Over here is your throne room, where you can hold audiences. Over here is your great kitchen, where wonderful feasts will be prepared. And over here is your bedroom, where you will sleep. The people were very proud of showing the king his magnificent castle. The king was so overwhelmed with love of his people that he thanked them all one by one and cried tears of joy. After living in the magnificent castle a while, the king was getting restless. He would walk the great halls of his castle and visit his great rooms and look over the magnificent view. Still, the king was getting more and more unhappy. One night, as the king kissed his son good night, he said, "Son, all this is yours." Then the king tucked in his son, as he did every night. In the morning, when all were awake, they could not find the king. They looked at the entrance. The king was not there. They looked in the throne room. The king was not there. They looked in the kitchen. The king was not there. They looked in the bedroom, and the king was still not there. Later in the day, a small child was skipping over the drawbridge and noticed something strange. There beside the drawbridge, where the first great stone was laid, the child saw a great big hole. The great stone was gone. They say if you travel down that road there, no, not that one, over there, and go over the hill and across the valley, you will come to a crossroads. They say at the crossroads sits a man with pleasant eyes and an easy smile, sitting on a great stone. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story. And if you did, and everyone likes it, I may read more stories. So have a good day and be kind to everybody, particularly yourself. Bye now.